The aim of this 1-hour yoga class is to release the lower body. Since this is Yin Yoga, we'll hold the poses for 3 to 5 minutes. This not only targets the muscle of the hips and lower back, but also the deeper connective tissues such as the fascia, ligaments, and tendons. This will improve the range of motion in your joints and strengthen them, which leads to increased flexibility and stability in your hips and lower back. Grab a cushion or a yoga block and I'll meet you on the mat. Begin by finding a comfortable way to sit, lengthening your spine, relaxing your shoulders, softening your jaw. Take a big breath in, filling up the bowl of your pelvis, stretching your lower back and filling your entire body with air. And now breathe out, letting it all go. One more breath, just like that. Now let's make our way into our first pose, which is Child's Pose, Balasana. You can keep your knees together for this pose to target your lower back, or if you'd like to target your hips more, bring your knees wide apart. Hands can come to rest, palms facing up next to your feet, and then forehead can come to the mat. Feel free to adjust the position of your knees if you need to take them wider apart or closer together, that's no problem. We'll be here for a full 5-minute hold, so make sure you're comfortable. If you need to bring your hands in underneath your forehead to support your head, that's no problem. Hands can also reach towards the front of the mat here too, if that feels better for you. If you need some support from a prop here, you can place the cushion or yoga block in underneath your hips to sit on. It can also come in underneath your forehead if your neck needs more support. Child's pose, gently stretching your spine here, opening up those tighter hip muscles. Find your breath, and just as you did before, keep filling up the bowl of your pelvis with your inhale. Maybe it even stretches your back further. And as you exhale, you're releasing tension. In Yin Yoga, the body still stays active, so we're not completely relaxed. We're not tense in our body. We're just active. Maybe you can feel the parts of your body that are pressed into the mat. And just know that you're absorbing all that energy here from the ground, from the earth beneath you. keep breathing it into your body, exhaling whatever you don't need anymore. Take 3 more big healing breaths. Fingertips can come back to the mat. Slowly push yourself back up into a sitting position. Taking a moment when you're there to observe how your body is feeling. Noting any changes within yourself, within your breath. Just find a moment of stillness here. Making our way into our next Yin Yoga pose, Sleeping Swan, Kapotasana. Slide your right knee between your hands and lean a bit to the right. Check in with how your right knee is feeling. If it feels fine, flex your right foot and move it forward. If your knee feels stressed, bring that foot closer towards the right hip. Your back leg is stretched out long behind you. Center yourself so your weight is even between your 2 hips. If you feel as though you're leaning towards your right, you can put that cushion or yoga block in underneath your right hip. Now from here, bring your forearms down onto the mat. Forehead can come to the mat, or you can come onto your hands or a cushion or yoga block. We'll be here for 3 minutes in total. This is a great pose to open up your hips. You're also stretching your lower back as well, releasing any tension that might be caught up in your lower body. So find your breath, send it into wherever it's needed the most, and know that each time you exhale, you're getting rid of that tension or soreness that you might be feeling within your body. Still remaining active within sleeping swan. Front foot is flexed. You might even imagine there are magnets between your 2 feet, so your feet are slowly trying to pull towards each other. Still absorbing all of that energy from the ground beneath you. Breathing it into your body. Exhaling to let something go. Take 3 more breaths. Now bring your fingertips back to your mat. Push yourself away from the ground, coming to sit on your hips. Exhale to drop both knees. Inhale to pick them up. Exhale, drop to the opposite side. Doing this windshield wiper motion, releasing any tension that might have accumulated within your hips and your lower back. And try not to just absent-mindedly move your knees here. Notice and enjoy every sensation. Pausing when your knees are back in center. Repeating sleeping swan on the opposite side, bringing the left knee in between your hands, walking your right leg back behind you. Keeping some awareness in your left knee, finding that right position for it to rest, keeping your left foot flexed. And then bringing your hands and forehead onto the mat in front of you. Noting the weight within your hips, making sure you're not dumping weight into your left hip this time. Connect to your hips and your lower back. Find your breath. Keep sending it in wherever it's needed the most. As you hold these Yin Yoga poses, you might find that your mind is drifting away, and that's normal. Each time you notice that you're engaged in some worldly thoughts, just try to bring yourself back to your yoga mat instead. Focus on the sensations you feel within your body. Focus on your breath. Enjoy the stillness and silence of Yin Yoga. Take one more big breath in and out. Prepare to come out of the pose. Coming back to do some windshield wipers. Enjoying every sensation. Pausing with your knees in center and bringing both legs out long in front of you. Preparing for shoelace pose, begin by bringing your left foot to the outside of your right hip. This is half shoelace and you're welcome to stay here. But if you want to go deeper, bend your right knee so now your right foot is beside your left hip. Wherever you are, make sure you can feel both of your seat bones pressing into the mat. And if you need some support, you can sit on a cushion or a yoga block here. We'll be here for 4 minutes in total. So make sure you find a position which is sustainable for you, one which isn't causing any pain within your hips or your knees. And if you do feel too uncomfortable in this pose, you can simply sit cross-legged on the mat. Really feeling this opening within your hips. Keep your awareness and your breath on those sensations. You're welcome to stay in this version of the pose, but if you would like to now target your lower back as well, you can start to walk your hands away from you, folding forward so your head comes toward that top knee. Moving slowly here, remembering that you might not get into the full version of the pose straight away, and maybe not even today. But the more you practice, the more patient you are, the more you'll notice your body opening up, and it might invite you to go a little bit deeper with time. Now starting to feel that opening throughout your back. Breathe into it. We'll be here like this for the next 2 minutes. Take 3 more breaths. start to push yourself back up into a straight spine. Right hand comes behind you. Left hand comes to the outside of your top knee. Inhale to lengthen your spine, and as you exhale, start to rotate from your lower back, then your mid back, and then your neck, so you might be looking behind you. Staying in this brief twist for about 30 seconds. Each inhale lengthens your spine, and each exhale helps you to corkscrew a little bit more into this pose. Come back to center slowly. Undo your knees. You can take a big ah here if you need to. Find those windshield wipers. You can stretch your neck here too if that feels good. You might also do some reverse tabletops just by lifting your hips into the air and dropping your head back. Take this time to do whatever you need to do to release the poses that we've done. When you're ready, we'll take it to the other side now. Right foot comes to the outside of the left hip. Bottom leg can stay long, or you can also bend it. Both seat bones are pressed into whatever you're sitting on. Holding like this for 1 minute. Now, if you want to target your lower back, you can take yourself slowly into a fold. Inhaling, expanding your body. Exhaling, maybe sinking deeper into this stretch. Take one more big breath in and out. It's time to lift yourself up, taking it into the twist in the other direction. Each inhale lengthens the spine. Each exhale helps you to twist deeper. Come back to center. Undo your legs. Find your windshield wipers or reverse tabletop, whatever you need in this moment. From here, we're coming into a squat pose, Malasan. So begin by bringing your feet to about hip width distance apart. Elbows can come in between your knees here with your palms in the prayer position. Now, if your heels come off the mat, that's okay. You can fold your mat to create a little platform for your heels, or you can widen out your feet. We'll be here for 1 minute, so find something which is sustainable for you. You might start to gently press your elbows against your knees to open up your hips even more. Keep your spine as straight as you can. This pose is a really great way to release your lower back and open up the hips. Keep filling up that bowl of your pelvis with your breath. Let it expand your belly and your chest. And then let each exhale take that tension away from you. This is a hard pose, but you can do hard things. Take one more breath in if you can. As you exhale, bring your hands back to the mat in front of you and start to slowly straighten up your legs, coming into dangling pose by bringing the feet to about hip width distance apart. Hands can clasp opposite elbows. Head gets really heavy here. Now your hands can hang low towards the mat, or you can rest them on your thighs if you need some more support. We'll be here for 3 minutes, lengthening and stretching your entire spine. You might also feel this pose in your hamstrings, which is fine. But if you want to target your back more, keep a nice generous bend in your knees. Each inhale fills your body, lifting you slightly out of the pose, and each exhale helps you to sink deeper into it. You might be tempted here to fidget or look at your toes or do things here in this pose, but one of our goals of Yin Yoga is to find stillness and to learn to be still. So if you're moving or adjusting, just try to come back. Enjoy the sensations that you're feeling. Enjoy your breath. It's time to release the pose now. Bring yourself back down onto the mat slowly, sitting in whatever way feels comfortable for you. Have your palms facing up and just receive whatever this moment is giving to you. Find your breath. Connect to your body. We'll stretch our neck here by dropping the left ear towards the left shoulder. Now right ear comes to the right shoulder. Look up. And look down. Now shift your hips into the center of the mat and slowly roll your spine back to the ground. Coming into our next pose, which is a reclined twist. Bring your arms out wide left to right, gently pressing your palms into the floor. Knees come towards the chest. The first option is to just drop both knees over towards the left side of your mat. And if you want to go deeper, you can cross your right leg over the left, maybe making a twist with your legs. From here, drop both knees to the left. You might have to lift your hips here. You can use your foot against the floor to support you. You're trying to stack both hips as much as you can while keeping both shoulders connected to the floor. So keep an eye on that right shoulder here. It might try come off of the mat. And if that's happening, just reverse out of your twist a little bit. We'll be here for 3 minutes. Feeling that stretch throughout your lower back. Maybe throughout your spine and even up into your shoulders as well. If you want to go deeper, you can look towards your right hand. Notice how your breath feels different when your body is twisted like this. Doing this pose often feels like we're restricting the flow of energy from our lower to our upper body. And we're actually doing that on purpose. It's just like if you have a hose running with water in it, but then you kink the hose, there's this huge buildup of pressure behind that kink. And as soon as you release the kink, all the water just powers through the hose. And that's exactly what we're doing here with the body, building up a little bit of pressure. So then when you do come out of this twist, you'll have this powerful force that will release any tension or blockages from your lower body. Now it's time to come out of the twist really slowly. You can just rest for a moment with your knees against each other. You might lower your arms to give them a little rest as well. Now we'll take it to the other side. Arms back out wide, left to right, palms pressed into the floor. Knees come back to the chest. Either drop both of them to the right or wrap your left leg over your right, finding those twists. Stack your hips so your left hip is on top. Both shoulders stay on the mat. You might look over to your left hand. You might not. That's okay too. Staying active within our body. Hands are gently pressing to the floor to exaggerate the twist or even deepen the stretch you feel. Take one more big breath in and out. When you're ready, come out of the pose, back to center, feeling that gush of energy now throughout your entire body. Rest your knees against each other. Rest your arms and enjoy what you feel. Bring both knees to your chest. Wrap your arms around your legs. Don't cross your feet here. Give yourself a big hug for the next minute. This is a nice way to release your lower back. While we're here, thank yourself for showing up, for making it to the yoga mat. And just by honoring yourself and your body, taking care of yourself. I know there's a million other things that you could have done with this time, but you chose to come here. And I really want to honor you for doing that. We've come to the most important part of our yoga practice, which is our final relaxation. This is where your body really can absorb the benefits of everything that you've just done, and it's where it can truly relax. So if you're still craving a little bit of a hip opener, you can just bring the soles of your feet together on the mat. This is reclined cobbler, Supta Baddha Konasana. We'll stay here for the next 4 minutes. But if you feel that you have had enough hip openers, if you're ready to just come into Savasana pose, you can allow your legs to be long. Find the perfect position for your arms to rest. Have your palms facing up, ready to receive the energy that this yoga practice will give to you. Connect to your breath. Feel how every cell in your body is getting recharged. Every cell is humming. Make sure your jaw is relaxed. Your shoulders are soft. Gravity is doing all of the work here. If the soles of your feet are together, you can gently lift your knees now, letting them rest on each other as your feet are mat width distance apart. Observing how you feel. Now come to join us in Savasana pose, legs long. We'll take the next 2 minutes to be completely still, completely silent. Just you, your body, your breath. If you're ready to come out of Shavasana pose, make whatever movements your body is craving now. When you're ready, come to lie on the right side of your body. Just drop into whatever position you've landed in. From here, slowly pick yourself back up into a seat on your mat. Ending this practice as we started, taking a big breath in and out. Palms can come together at the chest in the prayer position. Drop your head towards your heart. Take a breath in as you honor yourself for showing up. When you exhale, you can lift your head and open your eyes. Thank you for practicing with me today. I'll see you in the next one. If you enjoyed this practice, please leave it a thumbs up. I would be really grateful. And make sure to subscribe so we can practice again together in the future. If you enjoyed this style of practice, I have lots more videos just like this. So make sure to check out these playlists to find your next practice.